So what do we have here? So, hold on just a moment. Okay. So we have 57 active weather alerts right now. 11 tornado. Wow! 11 tornado warnings. Oh my god. Look at this. And some of them really have large hailstones. Oh my god. Places like Illinois, Indiana, Delaware, Missouri, Kentucky. Oh boy. Damn. Oh, damn, dude, it's awful. Okay, 11 tornado warnings, 30 severe thunderstorm warnings in Indiana, Virginia, Missouri, North Carolina, Illinois, New Jersey, Delaware. I think I said Delaware, Texas, Wisconsin, in Arkansas. Oh yeah, Maryland as well, Virginia, and North Carolina. Wow, this is just horrific. As well as upstate New York. This is so heinous, folks. 2 flash flood warnings are in Pennsylvania and upstate New York. 9 special marine warnings in Wisconsin, Michigan, Virginia, New Jersey, Delaware, North Carolina. And 5 special weather statements in Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Texas. Let's start off with tornado warnings. So let's start off in the Northeast, where things are very dicey right now. There are plenty of storms throughout northern New England, upstate New York, especially southern New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delmarva Peninsula, and Virginia. A line of storms just left Baltimore and Washington, D.C., and now they're making their mark in places like the Delmarva Peninsula. It is ground zero for Georgetown in Delaware. Now let's turn on single site radar. So what we got here is that we do have I don't know if I want to call that a kink. It is something. And radial velocity, we'll pick it up right now. So there are winds, they're moving there, 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 there. But now we're focused more on what's going on right now. So basically what we do have is a tornado that's just right around Georgetown. It's moving in that direction towards the east. Folks, this is very dangerous for those who are living in the Delmarva Peninsula. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect in the Delmarva Peninsula, and as well as plenty of marine warnings. And as we go further south, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that there are some. I forgot to put some correlation coefficient right here. I mean, it's just mostly precipitation, folks. There. Debris right around Georgetown. But regardless, there is a tornado, folks. Yeah, just south of Georgetown. Severe thunderstorm warnings just south of Norfolk, and at Norfolk, Chesapeake, Virginia, especially in northeastern North Carolina. Let me switch gears. Well, Florida and much of Georgia, you're not getting much of the precipitation, but parts of North Carolina, there are precipitation, but in the northeastern part of the state, there is a severe thunderstorm warning, especially 2 of them that are included in Virginia. There are spotty showers throughout South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. Sorry about that. Arkansas, but it's all clear in Louisiana. In Texas, there are severe thunderstorm warnings southwest or rather just south of Fort Worth. Especially 2 severe thunderstorm warnings just northwest of Austin, Texas. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning in northern Arkansas. There are severe thunderstorm warnings in southeastern Missouri. 1 tornado warning located in Orrin, Missouri. Now let's check the single site radar, see what we got, folks. And it's in Paducah. So let's see, Orrin, just south of Cape Girardeau. It's Kink right here. Then we check the radial velocity, and what we're seeing, folks, I don't see much going on, but all I know, folks, is that there is something there, and there has to be something. Yet the National Weather Service in St. Louis is able to pick up, so that means there is a tornado in the vicinity of Orrin and Morley, and as well as Bell City, Missouri. There is also a tornado warning in Marion, Illinois. And what you're seeing, folks, is the most critical of all. Look. The purple... Look at this! Look at this! Do you see what's going on? Tornado emergency. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. For those of you who are in the southern part of Illinois, this is for y'all. This is considered the most... This is the most important message from the National Weather Service. If you're there, please get off the stream and take shelter immediately, because this is not something to play with. This is serious. And it's observed, and you have a hailstone size about 1.75 inches, about the size of golf balls. And according to this damage threat is catastrophic. And it'll expire in 32 minutes, and it's located in Saline and Williamson counties in Illinois. This is beyond normal. While there is a tornado warning, this is considered very, very lethal. And if you don't take this seriously, it will kill you. For real. And I'm not trying to make this something that'll haunt you. This is serious, folks. I'm sorry for putting out there, but this is far more serious. This is not something that I made up. This is something that's advised by the National Weather Service and by local officials there who tell people to stay in shelter. Regardless, let's check on what's going on right now. And I gotta tell you, this is very serious. So the people who are in that warning, that tornado emergency, they include the towns of Marion, Creel Springs, Carrier Mills, and Harrisburg, Illinois. That requires everyone's cooperation for themselves, just to hunker down and stay put until local officials tell people that it is safe to venture out. But until then, this requires everyone to hunker down and stay in shelter in their basements and in their storm shelters. But going out is definitely the most dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But elsewhere, there is a tornado warning in Pittsburgh, Illinois, Spillertown. Wow, I've never seen anything so frightening. And look at this. Right now, it's moving. That tornado is definitely making its mark. The tornado is currently just near Creel Springs, and it's making its way towards Carrier Mills. So let me check what's going on. Let me just do this real quick. Let me see if I can put 60 miles per hour. Yeah, 5 minutes. So Carrier Mills, it's about 11 minutes. Boy, folks, this is not something to play with. This is far more serious. Oh boy. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this. Right now, there are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in the southern part of the state. There are two tornado warnings near Terre Haute, Indiana. Let's go to the one right here. Oh, this one is no good. A tornado warning. It's located southwest of Melrose. It's located in just near between Yale and Orange, Illinois. Sorry about that, folks. Tornadoes located in Marshall, Illinois. And from what it looks like, it's near Terre Haute. It'll make its way within minutes. It'll cross the Wabash River. There's also a tornado warning in Bloomington, Illinois. Let's take a look. There's a little bit of streak right here. So there's a tornado right around the town. There are severe thunderstorm warnings throughout the Hoosier state. And things are very dire, folks. It is awful. There is a tornado warning just on the north side of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Let's go back to Paducah. So that means there's a tornado just north of town, especially just southeast of Crofton, Kentucky. And from what it looks like, it'll be moving towards the east, and it has a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Okay. There are plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings on the eastern side of Wisconsin. Plenty of strong weather in Michigan, Lake Superior, and Lake in Michigan. I'm so sorry about that, folks. There's just so much going on right now. Severe weather is just awful. It is purely tragic right now. Oh boy. Just hope that everyone, just heeds the warnings and takes cover. Right now, this is a very, very dire situation. Indiana, Illinois. Oh boy, severe thunderstorm warnings. Now let's take a look elsewhere throughout the United States. Plenty of severe weather throughout the Midwest, especially parts of the South, and as well as the East Coast, the Mid-Atlantic. But for what it looks like, the tornado warning has expired in the Delmarva Peninsula. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect in the Delmarva Peninsula, along with some marine warnings. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in northwestern Pennsylvania. One exists just south of Utica, and there's a flash flood warning also just south of Utica, in southeast of Syracuse. This is very eventful, folks. The worst severe weather outbreak that I'm currently witnessing right now is a meteorologist. Poplar Bluff, south of Girardeau, Marion, Illinois, along with a tornado emergency in those areas. There is, and as well as Hopkinsville. Look at this. There are 3 severe tornado warnings just southwest and west of Terre Haute, and 2. There's also another tornado warning in Bloomington, Indiana, as well as Columbus, Indiana, Seymour, Indiana, and Westport, Indiana, and as well as plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings. This is just pure awful, folks. And everyone must heed this warning and must take action by taking shelter and staying in place until the storm subsides. But for right now, the situation is just very dire right now. Well, thank you, Opeyemi Gaming. I appreciate it, but right now, the situation in many states is so dire that the one in Illinois is completely tenable at this moment. Untenable is what I meant to say. The situation in Marion, Illinois, and in southern Illinois is considered the most untenable of all severe weather events, of all tornado warnings. Very untenable. A deepening low pressure is located in Minnesota. Very, very untenable. Hold on a minute, folks. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to fix this up right now to see if here we go. Sorry about that, folks. So elsewhere throughout the United States, there are plenty of showers and storms on the western portion of Montana, and as well as the eastern edges of Idaho. And there are some showers and some few storms throughout the western, throughout Olympic National Park, and scattered showers throughout the Cascades, and as well as the outskirts of Seattle. The Great Basin dealing with some spotty to scattered showers, and as well as anywhere in from Santa Barbara all the way to Fort Irwin, California, anywhere right between Bakersfield and Los Angeles. Colorado, you do have some showers throughout much of the state, and especially in the near Cheyenne and near Yellowstone. But overall, folks, this is just awful. It's all awful. And all eyes are now... Okay, so the tornado... So Marion is now still under a tornado warning, but the tornado emergency has just left. But Harrisburg, Illinois is still dealing with some horrific severe weather event. Boy. And there are plenty of tornado warnings throughout this part of the country. It's possible that Ohio's coming up next. That's if this system persists. Okay, so now what's really going on? Okay, now remember when I said that there was an upper level disturbance that's going on right now. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys what's going on with right now. So let me refresh the page. Okay, so what we have here is that we have an upper level low that exists over Minnesota, but however, I mean, it's quite different from the one that you saw with the Radar Omega app. It's a surface low. That's because you have a deepening low that has led to the severe weather event throughout the Mississippi Valley, even the Ohio Valley, and especially throughout parts of Texas and the Mid-Atlantic, especially Kentucky and Pennsylvania, and even parts of upstate New York. Those places, they are dealing with a severe weather outbreak, and even a few of them are dealing with a very, very serious, untenable situation regarding a tornado emergency. Hold on, let me turn on the light on my end. Okay, now let me switch gears with something that I'm gonna... Let's turn on the lower dynamics. Let's turn on at 850 millibars. That's the mid-level part of the atmosphere. And what you guys are seeing right now is that there is plenty of frontogenesis that's occurring throughout over Lake Michigan. But yet, the real action is located places like southeastern Missouri, southern Indiana, and southern Illinois and Indiana. But this is quite extraordinary. I mean, I know these are the models, and they don't reflect on what's actually going on. There's also a frontogenesis throughout the Chesapeake Bay and the Delmarva Peninsula. But boy, this is just pure awful. All right, now let's see what's going on with the temperatures right now. But we're going to switch gears with windy.com. Okay, so let's just take a quick break and talk about what's going on in the Northeast temperature-wise. So the temperatures throughout New England are in the 60s and 70s, and throughout places like New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, temperatures are in the 60s to 70s, but in the Chesapeake Bay area, like the Delmarva Peninsula, temperatures are in the upper 60s to low 80s. Virginia, temperatures are in the 70s to low to mid 80s. West Virginia, temperatures are in the 70s to 80s. Winds mostly calm, but some areas have experienced some stronger winds, but local reports would tell you otherwise. So it's best to go to the National Weather Service office, local National Weather Service office in like Baltimore, Washington, especially the Delmarva Peninsula, and especially Richmond. They tell you the true story. Let's go to the Carolinas. Winds are calm, and yet temperatures are in the 80s throughout the most part. Georgia and Florida, so calmer winds in South Florida, but otherwise it's almost breezy, but not too breezy. But temperatures are in the 80s to 90s, especially in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, which temperatures range from the mid 70s to upper 80s. Yet the winds are coming from the Gulf. They are moving at up to 20 miles an hour throughout the Mississippi Valley. Louisiana and Arkansas, temperatures are in the 80s. Texas, you got mostly light and variable winds throughout much of the Lone Star State. And we do have temperatures in the 70s in the Panhandle, the western part. Well, 70s to 80s throughout the Panhandle, western Texas, 80s and 90s. But in some places, triple digits, like San Antonio at 100 degrees. The southern tip of Texas, temperatures are in the mid 80s to low hundreds. Places like Houston, 95. Eastern Texas, temperatures are in the 90s, but northeastern Texas, temperatures are in the 80s to low 90s. Oklahoma, temperatures are in the 70s, low 80s in the Panhandle, but the rest of the state, temperatures are in the 80s. Winds are very strong throughout the northern plains, especially in South Dakota and Nebraska, and especially parts of North Dakota and northern Kansas. Winds are blowing quick, and they all connect the dots in which winds are moving in a counterclockwise form. We have a very deepening low right now, especially in Iowa and northern Missouri and northern Illinois. Winds are moving round and round all around Minnesota, but yet in the southern plains like Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and Missouri, temperatures, let's start off with Nebraska, in which it's 52 in Valentine, and the rest of the state, temperatures are in the mid 50s to mid 60s. Kansas, temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Kansas, temperatures are in the mid 70s to low 80s. The Ohio Valley, you have Kentucky, temperatures are in the 80s. Ohio, temperatures are in the 70s. Indiana, temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Illinois, temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Michigan, temperatures are in the low 80s in the southern part of the lower peninsula. Upper part of the northern lower peninsula, temperatures are in the 70s, along with the upper peninsula of Michigan. But temperatures in Marquette are at 64 degrees. Escanaba, 57. Sault Ste. Marie, 71. Wisconsin, temperatures are in the 70s throughout the lower half of the state, but the northern half, temperatures are in the mid 50s to low 60s. Minnesota, temperatures are in the 50s because of the deepening low, which makes temperatures quite low, but even though it's not entirely the case in terms of the deepening low. But regardless, point is, cold air is being sucked into the low pressure, which is why you're getting temperatures that are chilly at that time of year, all because of the excessive heat and humidity that's existed for days. But in the Dakotas, you have temperatures that are in the 40s and 50s. Winds are strong throughout the northern plains, but in the northern Rockies, winds are calmer, with the exception of eastern Idaho, in which winds are moving just a little quick but moving towards the northeast. But let's start off with Montana. Temperatures are in the 60s in the eastern half of the state. Temperatures elsewhere are in the 50s, but however, up in the mountains, a little lower, like in the 40s. Idaho, temperatures range from the mid 40s to upper 50s. Wyoming, eastern half of the eastern southern parts of the state, winds are stronger, moving towards the east and south, towards the southeast. Elsewhere, calmer winds, but temperature-wise, 61 in Cheyenne, but elsewhere temperatures are in the 50s, but in the mountainous parts, 40s. Colorado, Utah, and Nevada, winds are mostly calmer, but however, eastern part of the state, stronger, moving towards the east, even though, well, from the eastern part of Utah all the way to Colorado, winds are moving towards the east. Regardless, so temperatures are in the 60s to mid 70s throughout Colorado. Utah, temperatures are in the 50s in the northern part of the state. The central part of the state, like Salt Lake City, temperatures are in the 60s, but going into St. George, Utah, it's at 84 degrees. Nevada, we have temperatures that are in the mid 50s to mid 40s throughout the northern half of the state. 68 in Tonopah, 89 in Las Vegas. The desert southwest in New Mexico, we have temperatures that are in the 70s to upper 80s throughout New Mexico, but 64 in Alpine. Temperatures are at 66 degrees throughout Flagstaff, Cabito 70, Kingman 80, Phoenix 93, Alpine 64. I think I already said that. Yuma 93, Tucson 91, California. Let's start off, well, much of the state as well as the desert southwest, mostly calm winds, but even stronger winds are only up to 20 to 30 miles an hour in New Mexico. You have temperatures at 91 degrees throughout Indio, 64 in San Diego, 75 in Los Angeles, 88 in Bakersfield and Fresno, 79 in San Jose, 88 in Sacramento, Chico 84, Redding 82, Eureka 55, and the Pacific Northwest, winds are mostly calm. The temperatures throughout much of the state range from the mid 50s to mid 60s in Oregon, but Washington temperatures are at 50 in Spokane, 57 in Seattle, and temperatures near the Cascades, 60 temperatures are in the 60s. Now let's go over the gusty winds, but we're not going to go much into detail. We got plenty to talk about in terms of weather, and the weather topic of the day. Well, I might come up with tips. So there are stronger winds in which they blow at least 60 to 80 miles an hour throughout the northern plains, upper Mississippi Valley, and they all wrap around throughout Minnesota, where the surface low pressure is deepening, where the upper level low pressure center is located as well. Then you have gusty winds throughout much of the Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley as well, and the Appalachian parts of the country, as well as parts of the New York City area, particularly in New Jersey. And you do have gusty winds throughout the Rocky Mountains of Colorado and Wyoming, and as well as parts of New Mexico. But there's also a strong sea breeze that come from the Pacific, blowing parallel towards the California coast. Now let's take a look at the humidity. So we got plenty of humidity throughout the Ohio Valley, mid-Mississippi Valley, much of the Northeast, and as well as the Northern Plains, upper Mississippi Valley, the Bitterroot Mountains, and coastal portions of the Pacific Northwest, and as well as northeastern Texas. Now let's take a look at the rainfall accumulation. So we got plenty of rainfall to deal with. So we got plenty of rainfall that's estimated to be about 4 inches, some parts 4 inches throughout the lower Mississippi Valley, anywhere east of Dallas, Shreveport, especially in the northern parts of Mississippi and Alabama, and in Georgia, much of Tennessee, and Kentucky, West Virginia. Rainfall is up to 2 inches in Ohio and Michigan, parts of upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and near Chicago, of up to an inch of rain. Much of Michigan, definitely estimated to be about up to 2 inches of rain, but not much in terms of rainfall throughout the upper Mississippi Valley and Northern Plains, and as well as plenty of rainfall of up to 3 inches in Olympic National Park and the coastal portions of the Pacific Northwest, as well as the rest of, well, as well as parts of the rest of Oregon. Hold on, let me mute the mic, folks. All right, so let's take a look at what's going to happen throughout the next few days. I want to wrap this up as quickly as I can because I'm getting hungry. But severe weather definitely doesn't take breaks, just so you know, folks, as well as seeking shelter and all that. Okay, so let's just move on to 24 hours from now. So by tomorrow, there will be an upper low, a trough that will exist near Lake Ontario, and another one located over Nevada. And there's going to be a ridge that might build up over from the Gulf of Mexico all the way towards the Rocky Mountains. And there could be a strong to severe weather that will exist throughout the Great Basin and as well as the Northeast. So better buckle up. And that includes me as well, because I live in that area, the Northeast. And now let me advance 24 hours into the future. So we got an upper low that's going to occur throughout. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay, so we got a trough that's going to occur throughout the Great Basin. It's going to be over the Great Basin on by Sunday night. And there will be severe weather throughout the Great Plains and parts of the Southwest. A ridge is going to occur throughout over the Mississippi Valley, and a trough and an upper low is going to occur over the Northeast and New England. Now we move towards Monday night. So Monday night there will be a trough that's going to be over the western Great Plains. A ridge is going to occur over the Ohio Valley and the Gulf Coast, as well as over and off of California. So that means there could be severe weather that's going to be in the making throughout the Great Plains and Mississippi Valley. Now let's go back to radar Omega right now, and I will show you guys what's going on right now. So the tornado emergency has been lifted, thank God, but the aftermath is something to consider. So I just hope that no one dies and no one gets hurt. Just as long as they play it safe. And I don't mean in a childish way. I mean, like, please be safe out there, everybody. This is very serious. Now let me change things up to the models. And, well, we're going to talk about temperatures for the next few days. And what we got. Starting on... So on Saturday, so tomorrow morning, there will be a lot of warm lows throughout the Carolinas. And plenty of warm lows throughout the South and the Northeast and parts of Michigan and the Ohio Valley, and as well as the desert Southwest in California and the Pacific Northwest. Mild conditions and chilly temperatures throughout the Rockies. Now let's move on to Saturday. I want to make this quick. So by tomorrow night, there will be plenty of hot temperatures throughout Texas, desert Southwest, and as well as the Southeast, going up to New York City and throughout the Mid-Atlantic states, parts of New England as well. But there will be chilly temperatures throughout Minnesota. Now let's move on to Sunday morning, where there will be plenty of warm lows throughout the South and parts of the East Coast, well, much of the East Coast, and chilly temperatures throughout the Great Basin and the leeward side of the Cascades as well. Now let's move on to Sunday night, where it's going to get super hot in Texas and the southern plains, especially the desert Southwest, and plenty of heat to go around throughout the rest of the South, and mild conditions throughout parts of the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, and the Mid-Mississippi Valley, and as well as California and the leeward side of the Cascades. Now let's move on to Monday morning, where there will be plenty of warm lows throughout the South, the Mid-Mississippi Valley, and the Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the coastal portion of New England and desert Southwest. It's going to be very cold throughout the Great Basin. And then finally, plenty of hot temperatures. The heat wave persists in Texas. Plenty of hot temperatures. Oh yeah, really hot temperatures throughout parts of Florida. But elsewhere throughout the South, it's going to get really hot, but not as hot as Florida and Texas. And there's going to be plenty of hot temperatures throughout California and the desert Southwest. Mild temperatures throughout the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, and the Mississippi Valley, and as well as the Great Basin and leeward side of the Cascades and the West Coast. Now let's move on towards dew point, where it's going to get very moist anywhere in the south, and as well as the Ohio Valley points east, especially the northeast. It's going to get super humid, and as well as the Great Lakes region and the West Coast. Now let's move on to Saturday night. So tomorrow night, excessive humidity throughout the South, in Florida, and as well as the Northeast and parts of the Ohio Valley, and just some throughout the Great Lakes region and the Bitterroot Mountains and parts of the West Coast. Now let's move on to Sunday morning. All that humidity will spread out throughout the South, with the exception of western Texas, in which dry air starts moving in. And then you have some humidity that's left over throughout the Northeast, and as well as the front range of the Rockies, east of the Rockies, I should say. Then we move on to Sunday night. That humidity is going to persist throughout the South, with the exception of the western portion of Texas and the panhandle of Oklahoma. And some humidity will persist throughout the southern half of the Great Lakes and as well as the Northeast. Oh boy. My Monday morning, persistent humidity throughout much of the South, mid-Mississippi Valley, mid-Atlantic, and parts of the Great Plains. Dry air starts moving in, will persist throughout western Texas and western Oklahoma. And finally, we do have plenty of humidity throughout in the Mississippi Valley, the Southern Plains, Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and as well as the Pacific Northwest, the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest and coastal Northern California. Oh boy. Then we go to Cape, where there's plenty of Cape tomorrow morning in Texas, in the lower Mississippi Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, as well as some in the interior Northeast and the New York City area as well. And we move on and just a little bit in the Pacific Northwest. But a lot of action is going to occur throughout the Southern Plains and throughout much of the South. This is going to be very, very painful to endure, the severe weather event, especially thunderstorms and maybe some severe weather throughout the Northeast, and as well as portions of the Rockies, the Great Basin, well, much of the West actually, with the exception of the Desert Southwest. Oh boy. Sunday morning, still plenty of Cape to go around throughout the Southern Plains, Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, and much of the South, as well as Florida. So by Sunday night, lots of convection to go around throughout the Southern Plains, and as well as the South, and even in the front range of the Rockies. Some Cape, but not as much throughout, but still persistent throughout the Southern Plains, lower Mississippi Valley, as well as parts of the Carolinas and even parts of Florida. Finally, the excessive amount of Cape is ongoing throughout the Southern Plains and mid-Mississippi Valley, Texas, and even parts of the rest of the South, even Florida. Let's take a look at precipitation. By tomorrow morning, there will be plenty of storms to go around throughout the Northeast, Great Lakes. There's going to be some wintry precipitation throughout the Northern Plains, particularly in the Dakotas and Minnesota. Scattered showers and storms throughout the Gulf Coast and Southeast, as well as plenty of showers and storms, especially on the mountains, with some snow showers throughout the West, with the exception of the Desert Southwest and some parts of the Great Basin and the Colorado Rockies. Oh boy. And then we still have plenty of storms to go around throughout the Great Lakes region, the Northeast, as well as some wintry precipitation in Minnesota and the Northern Plains region, scattered showers and storms throughout the Gulf Coast, plenty of rains throughout much of the West, with the exception of the Desert Southwest, and mountain snow as well. Now let's see. Persistent rains will occur throughout much of the Northeast, Great Lakes region, but some parts of the Great Lakes region will endure winter precipitation of snow or freezing rain and sleet. But there is going to be severe weather throughout the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes, and some scattered showers and storms throughout the Gulf Coast. And then by Sunday night, some showers and storms will occur throughout parts of the Northeast, especially throughout south with some scattered showers and storms, but a lot of precipitation throughout the Great Basin, Great Plains, Rocky Mountains. But in the mountains, it'll get cold, so it's going to be there's going to be wintry weather in the form of snow, freezing rain, and sleet, especially in the Cascades. Oh boy, yeah, I keep saying that because there's just so much going on. But the interior Northeast and northern New England, there will be scattered showers and a few storms. But the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region and the Mississippi Valley, they're going to endure some storms, but scattered showers and storms throughout the Gulf Coast, the Great Plains, lots of storms, Rocky Mountains, plenty of rain, but mountain snow, as well as parts of the Great Basin and even parts of the desert Southwest. They'll endure rain, but in northern Arizona, there will be snow up in the mountains, and especially New Mexico and the Pacific Northwest. Plenty of mountain snow, valley, coastal rains. And finally, still some wet weather throughout the northern portion of New England and northern upstate New York. Mid-Atlantic, some scattered showers and storms, especially in the Ohio Valley. Parts of the South will endure some scattered showers and storms, as well as the Great Plains region. Oh boy. And there's also going to be some snow showers throughout the Rocky Mountains, Valley rain, mountain snow, as well as parts of the desert Southwest and in the Pacific Northwest, coastal rains, and even mountain snow. All right. Now let's check the wintry precipitation. Sorry about that. Oh boy, I need a breather. I've been talking a lot, so much, folks. So much has been happening. There's plenty of snow to go around, folks. So let's say it's starting off with the Rockies. No more than a foot of snow. There are areas where there is going to be snow, just a few inches in the northern part of Arizona and New Mexico. Utah, whenever there is snow, it's only up to a foot of snow in some areas, but possibly a little bit more than that in a few areas. Northern Nevada, no more than a foot of snow in some areas, but elsewhere, wherever there is snow, it's just only no more than 6 inches. Near Yellowstone, there's going to be about 16 inches of snow, especially southeast of Bozeman, up to 2 feet of snow. Central Idaho, up to a foot of snow. Cascades, also about between a foot to a foot and a half of snow, up until Oregon. All right, folks. Let me turn back to here, just so that what we're dealing with, folks. Okay, so before we can do the weather topic of the day, just to wrap it up, we got 13 tornado warnings. Indiana, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois. 38 severe thunderstorm warnings. You know what, folks? I'm getting too tired of this. I mean, I gotta eat, folks. But we'll continue with the stream tomorrow. But I want to do the weather topic of the day. So I got something in mind right now. All right, just give me a moment, folks. All right, folks, so here are the tips that I got for you guys. The best thing you can do during a tornado warning is to seek immediate shelter, particularly in a basement or storm cellar, which happens to be the safest place possible. But if those are not available, an interior room on the lowest floor is your best option, since you got to be away from windows, doors, and outside walls. And stay away from the windows. But if you're outside, your best bet is to lie flat in a ditch and protect your head, just so that you don't get hit by debris, especially if you live in a mobile home or a vehicle. Just stay in a ditch or in a storm shelter, like the basement. And never take shelter in an overpass. It's too dangerous. Listen to your local officials by tuning in to local news or weather apps, heat evacuation warnings, and also have a disaster kit with you wherever disaster happens, just so that it won't be too late for you guys. Alright, guess that's it, folks. Anyway, I'm so sorry that I didn't play much of Minecraft here for you guys, but this is the weather topic of the day, and it's very serious. So I'm pretty tired. Anyway, we'll continue streaming for you guys tomorrow at 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But very importantly, folks, do take shelter and heed this advice, just so that everyone is safe during tornado warnings, these especially severe thunderstorm warnings and flash flood warnings, and even any other warnings that's that's issued by the National Weather Service. All right, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there, everybody who are watching. Anybody who's watching during a storm, all right, even beyond. Storms, because you never know. All right, see you guys tomorrow at 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Love y'all. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe out there. Signing out.